Well folks, what can I say? Yet another new video on the channel. I'm so sorry for all of these videos and spamming your YouTube feed, but this one again is really important. What you're seeing is MSFS 2024 running on a Pimax crystal with a 4070 Ti Super using AutoFPS, which is a freeware application that you might have heard from MSFS 2020, and this is now fully compatible with 2024. And oh my god, does it make a difference, especially for VR users. So in this particular test, I'm flying the L39 really low over Switzerland. Keep in mind I am recording as well, running a 4070 based system, which I'm currently borrowing from Stormforce. I've made a video on this already, but honestly, this is a high-spec system which is well under £2,000, and I really do fully recommend it for those who can't afford a top-end 4090 or even the next generation of 5090 GPUs. This can run the Pimax Crystal absolutely fine in 2024, which, as we know, is quite a pig in VR. Now, before I go any further, a shout out to IslandSim Pilot, who is a fantastic YouTuber and real world pilot as well, and his channel is a really good resource for all these kinds of things, and it's him that reminded me to try this out when I watched his video, so go check him out and give him plenty of love. Great channel. So let's just go through some of the features of AutoFPS and what this means for you. Well, the first thing is, of course, this is freeware. So I would highly recommend that you buy the developer a coffee and donate to this fantastic project, which, as I say, dynamically changes the level of detail of various parameters in this sim to a target FPS number. So here I think I've picked 40 frames per second. Annoyingly, whilst not recording, because obviously recording VR footage is incredibly resource intensive, I'm getting 45 frames per second. Yes, I finally got to 45 frames per second in the crystal light at 3500 by 4142 using my latest VR settings guide. Go check that out. So let's just go through some of the major points with AutoFPS as you enjoy this really beautiful flight in the L39 in VR. So as I say, AutoFPS, the idea is it automatically adjusts and dynamically changes the parameters of your graphical settings depending upon the FPS target that you choose. And I really like how this can be used for both 2024 and 2020, as it will automatically detect and display the correct MSFS version once you fire your sim up, which I think is really cool. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well hang on a minute, Asobo implemented their own version, technically, of this sort of AutoFPS style program native to the sim. That is true, and I think most of that was inspired by the likes of AutoFPS and Smooth Flight. However, it just doesn't work very well, and they've made quite a hash of it, and at the time of this recording, it does not work. That could change over time. Okay, so if you're watching this video in the future, it might not be applicable. But at the moment, we are all tearing our hair out trying to get VR to run, and this program really makes a difference. There's no way I'd be able to get really low down and see all that detail and still achieve over 30 frames per second. And here's the thing, I've said this before, I'll say it again, DirectX 12 means that 30 frames per second feels smoother than in DirectX 11. That is one good thing about DirectX 12. However, I would prefer DirectX 11 any day of the week with TAA mode, because since it gives you a lot more performance. But unfortunately we don't have that, but thankfully we do have AutoFPS, which gives us a lot more frames back and keeps those frames a lot more stable. So there's been a number of changes, including improved target FPS tracking for all modes to have much smaller T-LOD, that's terrain level detail changes, the closer you are to the target FPS, which gives you more consistent FPS for a better flight experience. There is a choice for VFR, which I'm using today, or IFR flight types. And as you can see, there is a wealth of different options you can choose from. I'm currently just using the default recommended settings, and I find it's working really well. So I wonder, what could this be like if you went into the expert settings and really fine-tune them? Well, I'm looking forward to my Discord members getting their hands on this and really trying it, and I will do the same thing over the next week or so. But in essence, this program, as I hope you can see here, running a Pimax Crystal using TAA mode at 3500 by 4142 with very nice settings with a 4070 Ti Super, is running really well, and that's whilst recording and upscaling to 4K so that I can give you some half decent VR footage. I can't wait to hear your impressions of AutoFPS. It definitely is the saviour so far for VR in MSFS 2024. Thanks for watching. As always, I truly appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe, especially as 70% of people who watch my content are not subscribed. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, which will be the Megan X VR headset first impressions. Take care and bye for now.